Keep going. Come on, you just fucking started. That's it. Breathe. Good. But, we always, have a joke around and stuff like that. But in all honesty, I get a lot of inspiration from Guy because of his no bullshit attitude, but persistence. It doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down or you get injured or anything like that. His attitude doesn't seem to change, or not that I'm exposed to anyway. And it's just relentless. It doesn't matter if he gets first place, if he's outside of the top 3, if he gets injured, if something hasn't gone his way, like he gets sick or COVID or whatever, nothing changes. Nothing changes. And I take a lot of inspiration from that. Down to the neck. And time it. Lean back, brother, lean back.
3. Michael. First one, fucking kill you guys. You lost your fucking mind. First, what the fuck time?
25 more seconds, mate, and you'll be at 3. There it is.
He just texted me yesterday, putting a lot of time and effort into this program. He said already 15 hours deep into it. He said give him another 2 weeks, and then my whole off season will be mapped out. And then we're gonna hit a show probably June, July, and win and go to VO. This is a new year, and a lot of positive things have happened, and no setbacks in a couple months. So at 38 years old, even though I'm getting older, I figured if I could have a positive off season, no hiccups, I think I can actually make improvements, because I felt I improved from the physique that I had prior to the Olympia, and I feel like if I could have a positive off season for once in my life and once in my career, that I could actually progress and finally do what in my mind I've been trying to do, and that's be the best in the world. So I feel like with the right mentality and stars aligning the right way and making improvements and just doing what I do and just going after the goal with no compromises, I think is the only way I could go about handling the tail end of my career, and that's exactly what I'm gonna fucking do.
Come on now.
Woo! Easy. Nice. Squeeze. Squeeze. Come on. Nice. Easy. Yep. Come on. Right. Easy. Come on. Drive. That's it. Come on. Let's go, guys. Nice. Here. Come on. Let's go. Again. Come on. Right. Yeah. So it doesn't matter if you are standing on a platform at first place, or you're at 5th place, or whatever. That is what a champion is to me, and that's the mindset, and that's something that you can carry into so many other areas of your life. And as I was saying to you before, what I'm really going to take away from this workout more than anything, even though that we may be using bands or doing a different exercise that I haven't done before, is going to be the motivation that I'll take away from this. And it won't just be there tomorrow, it'll be there next week, the week after, the month after. And I follow this guy on socials so I can get my fix as well. A lot of people go on socials just to scroll and just to make them judge others and judge themselves because of it. I get it. I go on his socials to get motivation, because we're all human. We all feel a little bit down and stuff like that, but we have to continue to do things to condition our resolve, because as I get older, I don't want to get softer. I don't want to, frail at the edges. I want to continue to evolve in anything that I'm doing, and being here with Guy is a big part of that equation. Come on, Guy. Sorry. Yes. Good. Let's go, Guy. Come on. That's the awkward bit. Yeah, good. Come on. Let's go, Guy. Yes. Easy, drive. Nice. Good. Yeah.
I never had an off season where somebody controlled full throttle my training, And going into the Olympia is when I linked up with John about a week or so into my prep, and I've been with John doing my training. People hear John Meadows and they think he does my nutrition, my training. John is specific for training. Kris Gethin is specific for nutrition. So when I linked up with John, it was a very different method. And I was telling Kris, it's got a lot of feeder sets, which are like mostly low repetition, like warm-up sets working up to your final, heaviest set or whatever you want, your failure set or your top set, whatever name you guys want to give it. But for me, it's saving my joints and allowing me to fully utilize heavy weight at my maximum effort for 1 to 2 sets. So instead of doing like, chest and doing like, inclines for 100-pound dumbbells for 15, and then 120s for 15, and then 130s for 12, and then 150s for 10, and then, failure set. I don't do all those 10s and 15s and 12s. It's like one light rep or one light set of like 15 reps, and then it'll be like 8, 6, 4, 4, 4, and then heavy sets. So I'm actually saving my joints. I'm training more frequently, training the body parts more often when I was pre-contest. Now I'm doing a 5-day split. But John seems to have the thing where recovery is just as important as training. And, when you're younger coming up, the ignorance kind of takes over. And no matter how much you hear that you grow in your sleep or you grow in the kitchen, your mentality is, I still got to do more in the gym. I got to do more in the gym. I got to do more in the gym. And the last time I was here, I said, when I was coming up in my early 30s, I was watching guys that I looked up to kind of phase out of the bodybuilding scene. And I remember making comments like, if that guy changed his training method up, or if this guy did something different, maybe he would have lasted longer. And here I am saying all this stuff, and I'm in a position where if I didn't make a change, my career probably would have ended a year or so ago. So, I say it all the time. I said, John saved my career with his training method.
All right, let's finish it off now. Let's go. Ooh, come on. Ooh, let's go. Aggression now. Let's go, guys. That's it. Squeeze. Stretch. Get it stretched out. Good. Full range. Nice. Good. Come on, guys. Let's go. Yes. Good. Come on now. Come on.
Like, I look at guys like Kris and I'm like, that's where I want to be when I'm like, that's how I want to be. I want to look like when I'm done competing, like I want to be in shape all year round, not just for stage. But people don't understand. People are always like, oh, you should stay in shape all year round. It's very hard to stay in shape as a bodybuilder. Maybe Kris can kind of feed off this, but as a bodybuilder, everybody's like, oh, you should never get fat. It is impossible to gain 30, 40 pounds in the off season and try to put on, 5, 8, 10 pounds of muscle without putting on fat. It is virtually impossible to do. So I'm at a point now where towards the end of my career, like the constant seesaw of gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight. I would just like to be even at the end of my career, just like maintain like, a decent weight, 200 whatever pounds or 200 pounds, and just look good all year round. Look good, in the gym, look good naked, don't matter. Like that's kind of my mentality at the end of my career. But we got a couple more years before that happens. But I look at guys like Kris and I'm like, when I'm retired, that's kind of the direction I want to go in, So as much as he says he gets inspiration from training with me, somebody that's older with me training in the gym side by side, I'm like, man, when I'm his age, when I get to where he is, I hope I can still be doing the same shit that I'm doing.
Let's go. Nice. Good. Yeah, guys, come on. Yep. Good.
Pain's a distraction. When you don't have pain, the only thing to focus on is what you're doing. Not the pain, how to do it without it hurting. Now I can just go through the motion and almost have no pain in most of the shit that I do. Whereas, 2 years ago, everything I did fucking hurt. My back's not great, my shoulders aren't great, but from doing the consistent cardio and stretching in the morning, it has improved my mobility, my functionality, even my mentality, because I don't fucking, when I even just simple things as getting off the couch would take me fucking a minute because my back was so bad. Now I just jump up, I don't even think about it. So when I don't have to think about doing certain things or simple tasks or if I press the weight this way, is it gonna hurt? I don't have to think of that anymore because a lot of my pain is gone or has gotten substantially better. So I'm able to do things slower and controlled, not as jerky. John kind of slowed my tempo down a little bit. So it's all kind of coming together and just hoping it comes to fruition, this year.
Totally.
I totally relate to that because it gives you a newfound
form of motivation and passion and confidence and happiness in what you're fucking doing. Because like you're dealing with that, even sometimes
it affects everything.
When it's subconscious, you know, it's like you have a toothache, you're not conscious about it, but you know it's there and it affects you, man. It's like someone fucking poking you all day. And eventually you're like, fuck this.
It affects relationships, fucking friendship, everything, because you're just always in a bad mood.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, you don't fucking know what it's like being in pain all fucking day.
Yeah. And it's kind of like you get that passion back that you got when you first started getting into bodybuilding.
Like,
it's like
exciting.
win.
It's like exciting to train again. And rather than getting up every morning and being like, fuck, man, I gotta be fucking back today. Yeah, now I'm like, all right, we got back today, bro. Let's go.
Prioritizing your work ethic when you should be prioritizing your recovery, because your recovery is going to dictate your performance and your work ethic. And you know, Guy hit the nail on the head there. You have to follow that recovery process, like whether it be sleep, whether it be managing your stress, whether you be, you know, like I use this Aura ring obviously to look at my heart rate variability. That tells me, okay, am I going to train like balls to the wall today, or am I going to do mainly machines or isolations or cables or higher reps or whatever? Because I'll look at that recovery, because sometimes you'll be surprised how mental fatigue will affect your recovery. If you're making a lot of decisions with work, or you're stressed, or you've had an argument with your missus or whatever, that can dictate whether you're going to perform the next day. So just being aware of all these things really does provide a lot of longevity to what we're trying to do. So I always try to look at things with being present and being aware to say, okay, this decision that I'm making right now, is that going to heal my future? And that huge future could be tomorrow, it could be 5 years' time, or is it harming it? And that's going to dictate the decision that I'm going to make that's going to help me heal my future, you know? So it all comes from recovery at the end of the day. And, you know, if we want to be continuing what we're doing now, which we need to because it's mental therapy, otherwise, you know, life is a white-knuckle ride without it, we have to think like that, you know? And, you know, like you said, unfortunately, it takes us some years to kind of figure that puzzle out.
Father Time catches up to us when we figure it out.
Yeah, so we have to figure it out.
Yep.
It's just one bag. Look,
No, I put three
it's all
fucking
It's all
inside.
melted.
That's because it's cold, Chris.
It's melted, right? It's gonna look good.
I come to Texas just to get fucked in the ass.
Me too.
Okay.
I knew where this was going. As soon as I woke up, I knew it when I saw it walking in. That's why you want to get there early, right, you piece of shit? Right, let's get there early. I'm just gonna get mad. Why? This guy freezes fucking.
I'm timing. When he's in it. When he's in it, down to his neck. Then I start timing. Not when he's speak to it. Okay, that's it. Good man. 30 to 60 of those breaths. Down to the neck. And time it. Lean back, brother. Lean back. That's it, all the way to the back of the back. Yeah, deep breath. Breathe. So you want to breathe in for 3 seconds, hold for 3, and exhale for 3.
I'm not dating 3.
He's breathing.
You got quiet for a while.
Yeah. Keep breathing. That's it. Deep breath. Remember, 3 in.
Chris,
hold,
I'm fucking kill you guys. Fucking thing.
Have you lost your fucking mind?
Fucking thing.
Who the fucking right man system of that fucking nice.
Chris, what the fuck?
25 more seconds, mate, and you'll be at 3. Proud of you, man. I'm fucking proud of you.
You're a son of a bitch. You can throw up in time. You're such a fucking saboteur. Want to fuck everyone you up like that.
I'm so disappointed, bro. 10 seconds. I'll let you down more time. Boom. There it is. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. That's it, perfect. So 3 second in, 2 second hold.
Oh, I'm doing the opposite.
And then 3 second out, 2 second hold. So 3, 2, 3, 2. 3, 2, 3, 2.
The worst thing is my feet.
Well, it's going to be your extremities, your hands and your feet. Make sure you keep your hands in, you know? It's always going to be your extremities.